Warzone Season 2 is finally here. This video is to help point out all the main updates and important changes to the game that will affect you the most. I'll be bringing out a video like this whenever Warzone drops an update in the future, so make sure you're subscribed to get all the main information without being dragged along for a super long video. Remember, this is for main changes and important updates only. There will be a few minor changes that aren't mentioned in this video. Firstly, as you can tell by the gameplay, Fortune's Keep has finally returned. We've got the casual Resurgence mode alongside the new game mode Resurgence+Ranked. There's also been a few major changes to Fortune's Keep itself, as it is roughly set 60 years in the future since we last played it on Warzone 1. These changes are extendable bridges which have been added across the map in order to help you get from POI to POI due to a giant earthquake which has ripped through the map itself. You can also find multiple valves which will help you flood or drain certain areas on the map. And last but not least, locked doors have just been made a little bit more obvious to stop players running into them and actually hitting a dead end when a squad is chasing them. The next major update is audio, and thank God for that. Raven have actually listened to the players this time round, and we've seen huge audio improvements across the board for Warzone. Here is what is included. Ascenders, also known as ziplines, have had their audible distance and volume increased. This also includes parachute and redeploy drone audio as well. If you now hit a redeploy drone and try to land on an enemy, they will be warned that you're flying in, just like when someone lands back in from the gulag. They've also removed any game sounds that sound similar to the parachute audio, such as flags waving in the wind. Going back to the Resurgence mode, we now have an incentive to wipe as many squads as we can. The squad wipe streak feature has been added in this update and is now tracked per map, which also means there is a leaderboard for this too. Don't worry, if you're a casual player who likes to take things slow, a white flare shoots up above the enemy player who is wiping squads out, so you'll know where to avoid or where to expect that player to come from. This white flare lasts around 10 seconds and is quite similar to a recon contract or a buy station flare. The next major update in this season is the health regeneration delay. It has been sped up by 1 second, which is slowly putting us closer back to that Warzone 1 feel, which in my opinion is great. I've often found myself waiting a little too long to regen my health. They've also increased the speed of which you regen your health to. You now regen 50 health points per second, up from 40 per second. The ground loot guns have also finally been updated after nearly 90 days. Burst fire weapons have been removed from the global looting pile as well, and we're also going to see newer weapon builds added to ground loot. This includes some of the newest weapons that have dropped this season too, and more on them a little later in the video. Precision airstrikes have received a small minor nerf, not to their damage but to the minimap. If you get a warning that a precision airstrike is about to hit you, you'll now see a blast radius on the minimap, so you'll know exactly where to run in order to not be down by the streak. We've also seen a slight increase in the area that activates the warning banner for when an airstrike has been called on the player as well. Since release, we haven't been able to tell when an enemy UAV has been called in. It seems the call out got removed from the game. Although it hasn't been added back in, a small faint red outline will now surround your minimap when you're in the vicinity of an enemy UAV that is active. This will help you understand why some teams may be running at you and your squad pretty quickly. We can no longer abuse the live pinging system through walls and smokes. When an enemy is live pinged, the minute you aim down sight, the live ping will now fade. This will help players who are trying to avoid enemies in smokes and make getting away from teams a little easier. On the big map, Urgixstan, we've seen the buy station shuffled about to refresh the gameplay loop and combat scenarios. The Gulag has also had a weapon refresh as well. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a change of maps or location for the Gulag this season. Portable radars and suppression mines have also had the chance of finding them decreased by 30%, because let's face it, we were finding far too many of them. Now, if you're a fan of Vondel, the fog has finally been toned down a little. Instead of being in 24% of games, it is now only in 8%. Hopefully, we will finally see this fully removed soon. This season also introduces some brand new weapons. The first one being the BP-50 assault rifle, which is very similar to the F2000 that we've seen in past Call of Duties. You can unlock this in the Battle Pass sector B7. The second new weapon is the Ram-9 submachine gun, which is lethal at close range and can be unlocked by Battle Pass sector B6. Later on in the season, we will also be getting a new battle rifle called the SOA. Hopefully, this isn't as powerful as the MTZ Interceptor. But anyway, that is a few weeks away yet, so don't worry about that one. The XRK Stalker Sniper Rifle, which we saw added in Season 1, will now finally one-shot down enemies, but only at a range of 50 meters or closer. We've also seen a few buffs and nerfs to many weapons in Warzone. I'll add a link in the description in order for you to see them all very clearly. We've also seen revised audio levels for the Flex perk. Irradiated will now reduce gas damage by 20% instead of 10%, and it will also let you play up in the gas without losing them to gas damage. Health regeneration is now instant when the Quick Fix perk is equipped and you start to play up. The Shrouded perk now has a slight offset to the smoke grenade when you go down, meaning you are no longer central to the smoke plume, making it a lot harder for enemies to guess where you are when downed in the smoke. Gas masks have also been nerfed. The regular gas mask now has 100 health, down from 120, and the durable gas mask now only has 200 health, down from 240. Meaning the regular gas mask grants you 10 seconds in the gas, and the durable gas mask now gives you 20 seconds in the gas. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this quick summary of the brand new Warzone Season 2 update. If you've made it this far into the video and learned something new, be sure to drop a like on it for me, guys, and I will see you all in the next video.
I'm saying that if Marley didn't hear them, there's definitely no one behind us.
In front of us, red.
Okay. Thing. Tagged up, broken.
No plates, no plates.
No way.
I'm cool with playing circle. Just now.
To our left. Oh, in the hook!
Yeah, I got him.
What is going on?
Wait, chasing you, been chasing. Nah, I'm getting shot in the back, I'm getting shot by everybody. Fuck.
No! How much money you got, John?
They don't see me.
Oh, another third place though. Another third place. That was a tough end zone, wasn't it?